Hi Dresser Cuties, Winnie here. Today we're going to draw Labubu from the Monsters. So let's get started. To draw this cute monster, let's first start by drawing the eyes. So I'm going to start right here with a big curve. About this wide. And then I'm going to come under there and draw the eye. So I'm going to come right about and draw in the center. So here we're just going to go ahead and come down with kind of like this ovalish shape. And about right here. So we just want to make sure we're centered and around. Nice and big. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So come about right here. Not too far away, but right here. And we're just going to do the same thing. Just draw another curve. And once again, we're just going to come down. Centering it. And draw another big curve. Then from there we're going to come inside and draw a big oval. So right in the center. Just right in here. Just going to fit this oval. And then same thing over here. And so now that I have that, it's big enough for me to make them draw so cute eyes. So I'm going to put two highlights right here. A bigger one and then a smaller one. And then at the bottom right here, I'm just going to draw a curve and then shade this all in. So it's my version of my draw so cute version of the Labubu's eyes. And lines at the bottom. Same thing over here. The original just has the two highlights, but I figure we can make them draw so cute eyes and add some color. There. Okay, so now that I have that, we can go ahead and right between the eyes, we're just going to draw a small little nose. So say about right here, just draw a curve, and then we're connected. So it's like a rounded off triangle. Then we need to draw that big smile. So I'm going to come to the side of the eye. So let's say about right here, kind of a little bit below center. I'm going to come out nice and wide. So let's say about right here. I'll just give myself a point. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So about right here. From there, I'm going to use those 2 points as my guide to draw a big curve right underneath the eyes. So let's keep going. This is about my center. And then now we can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And connect for a big smile. There. Then from there we need to draw the teeth. So find your center, which is about right here, and then we're just going to start with the teeth. I'm going to go on this side first, and we're just going to zigzag all the way up to about right here. And so same thing on the other side. There. And I'll just come in here and just cap this off really quickly. And then from there we need to frame it. So let's come to the center once again, come up about, let's say about right here. And I'm just going to just draw some little curves just to indicate some hairs. And then we're going to go around. Come around the eyes and around the mouth. And same thing over here. So these lines just makes it look a little bit fluffier so that it's not so stiff. And we're just going to draw another curve all the way around just like the other side. And then let's bring the curve really low, really close to the teeth, I mean. So find your center and say about right here. So let's go ahead. And I'm just going to go around the teeth to draw this curve. And same thing over here. There. Okay, so now that we have that, we can finally draw the outside part. So once again, find your center, and we're going to go up, say about right here. And then basically we're just going to go around and draw this kind of dumpling shape. So let's come down. And as you come down, if you like, you can just kind of wobble here and there because it is very fluffy. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you can just make it nice and smooth. But here and there, I'm just going to wobble a little bit, and same thing here. So I come down and around. Just make it look a little bit fluffier, and then we're just going to once again connect it at the bottom, so a lot thinner down here. And connect there. Okay, so then now that we have that, we need to come back to the center right up here, and we're going to go to the left, go to the right to draw the ears. So we'll start right here, and we're going to go up, and say about right here, we're just going to round it off, and then come down. And as you come down, you can just kind of wobble a little bit for some, make it look fluffy once again. And same thing over here. So a little bit sharper towards the top and down. And then we need to draw the details on the inside. So let's come about right here. And we're just going to draw one curve and one more. There. So same thing on this side. Just follow your outside. There. Okay, so now that we have that, we can finally draw the little body. So I'm going to center it. So let's say the sides of the eyes, and say about right here. And same thing here. Just going to give myself 2 points, and I'm just going to draw a curve. So I know that's where the arms are going to start. And then I'm going to come down. So let's say about right here. Same thing, come down. And using those 2 points as my guide, I'm going to go ahead and start the body. So I'm just going to draw a curve, but as I come down, once again, just kind of wobble a little bit to create this curve. There. And so that's the body. So let's just imagine a nice curve. We're going to skip some space, so about right here in the center. I'm just going to draw a curve for the center, and then we can start the legs. So about right here and here. Aw. And then let's bring it all together and bring it in. And as you come right here, just gonna kind of zigzag a little bit, and then put in the 3 zigzags here for the feet. So same thing here, just wobble, bring it in, and then zigzag a little bit. And once again, 1, 2, and 3. And then for the hands, let's come about right here. And once again, just wobble, bring it down, and zigzag. And then for the hands, draw a thumb. And then we're going to go around for the fingers. So same thing over here. So I'm just going to drag this across, so that I'm approximately, and zigzag, and then once again, thumb and fingers. Aw, so soft and cuddly, right? And if you like, you can also come in here, just very lightly, just draw some of these little zigzags to make it look extra fluffy, and here as well. And of course I need to add a heart, so I'm going to put it right in the center. There, to make this my Draw So Cute Labubu from the Monsters. I really hope you love this cute little monster that helped you draw it fun and easy today. Hi Draw So Cuties, Winnie here. Today we're drawing Mokoko from the Monsters. So let's get started. To draw this sweet Mokoko, let's first start by drawing the eyes. So I'm going to start right here with a curve. So this is like a curve that goes right over the eye. It's a nice long curve. And then I'm going to come right across about right here and draw another one. There. So now that I have these two curves in, I'm going to go ahead and come right underneath in the center area. We're going to put in this oval, big oval that comes right from underneath it. So about right here. And then we're going to come inside and draw a complete oval, as big as you can right in the center. And then we're going to put in two highlights. So one bigger circle right here and then a smaller one right next to it, and then shade everything else in. You know what? Let's make them draw so cute eyes. I'm going to put a curve right here because it's a Mokoko. It's pink. I think it'd be really nice to put in some blue for the eyes. So just put in some lines right here. Kind of like Draw So Cute eyes. And then same thing over here. Sorry, last minute decision. And about right there, same thing. About there. And once again, same thing inside. Okay, so now that I have that, we need to make put in some lashes. Is that what makes a Mokoko very special? So right about here on the sides, we're going to go ahead and draw 3 lashes of 1 and 2. So complete, to make it complete would be 3 of them. So right about here, same thing, 1, and then another one, and 1 more. There. And then let's see here, what another distinct feature is about right here in the center. We're going to draw a heart for the nose. So this is what makes it different from a Labubu. There. And then once again, we're going to draw this big smile. So let's come to the maybe the center of the eye, right next to it. I'll give myself a point. Same thing over here. And we're just going to draw this really big curve for a huge smile right underneath the eyes. And let's go ahead and bring this down. And curve. There, big smile. And then cap it off right here. And then we need to draw the teeth. So find your center about right here, and we're going to start with these teeth that go all the way to the top, and then same thing here. There. And then we need to draw the face. So let's come back to the top, find your center. Let's say about right here. I'm going to draw some fur. So let's go ahead and just zigzag 3 times. And then we're going to start to draw the head shape here. So let's go around. The eyes. and the mouth. And create this curve right over. And we're going to go around and go really close to the teeth. So let's keep going right along. There. Okay, we finally have our face in. And then from there, we can go up higher, just nice and, let's save it nice and high about right here. Give myself a point, and I'm going to zigzag a little bit again. And then we're going to come down to the sticker at the top. And you know what, I'm going to skip a little bit of space. Come down to about right here. So I'm just kind of imagining, I'll just say about right here. Give myself a point, and then right here. Zigzag a little bit. And it's going to be thinner at the bottom. And let's do the same thing here. And you can just zigzag whenever you want, as much as you like, just to make it look furrier. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to do that at all. And we're just going to bring it down and connect for the head. So the reason, I'm sorry, I was just so busy trying to draw this. The reason I'm leaving this space right here is because right in this space is where we need to draw a flower. So I'll come about right here and draw this oval right in here. And then we need to pop in this flower. I'll just simplify it. And try not to draw too many petals. But we're just going to go around to create our flower. There. And then whatever space you have left, just connect it. Okay, so then from there, let's draw our ear. So find your center, which is about right there, and let's go up. Zigzag if you like, round off the tip, and come down. And same thing over here, right next to it. And once again, thank you for letting me know that there is a Mokoko. I didn't even know. And let's draw the inside. First, I thought they were just Labubus, and I found out because of your request that there are Zimomos. And then I found out there are Mokokos. So all thanks to you. So same thing over here. Okay, got the ears. Then we can finally draw the cute little body. So finally find your center about right here, and we need to draw this distinct bow. So I'm just going to draw this kind of ovalish shape right in the center, and I'm going to stick this bow kind of like maybe where the eyes are. I'm going to end it, so about right here, and go in to draw the loops. Same thing here about where the eyes are. And I'll draw maybe a curve right here for the inside. And let's come about right here, and we'll start the body just to simplify it on both sides. So let's bring this down, zigzag if you like, once again. And we're going to bring it in. And say about right here in the center, give myself a curve, and this is where we're going to start the legs. And just bring it down to about right here and zigzag and connect. So same thing here. There. And for the feet, we're going to draw 3 zigzags right there. So same thing here, 1, 2, and 3. And then for the hands, let's come out right here. Bring it down to about here. And once again, zigzag. And then the hands, we're just going to draw 3 as well, just to simplify it. So same thing on the other side. So go right there. The hands. And of course I forgot, we need to draw the tail for our bow. So let's bring this down and connect. And same thing here. And since there's a heart nose already, I'll leave out my usual heart. And that is pretty much it for my drawing here of Mokoko from the Monsters. I really hope you love this just as much as the ones I've drew of a Labubu and a Zimomo. Hi Dresser Cuties, Wendy here. Today we're going to draw Zimomo from the Monsters. So let's get started. To draw this cute leader of the Labubus, let's first start by drawing the eyes. So I'm going to start right here with a curve. Just a soft curve going across. And then at the bottom right here, underneath it, we're going to draw a big, kind of like this ovalish shape. Nice and tall. These big Labubu eyes. Oh, sorry, not Labubu. Zimomo. Sorry. Okay, so then now that we have that, we're just going to go across and do the same thing. So say about right here. And go across once again, and same thing. And thanks to your request for drawing this Zimomo, I must admit I had no idea that there was this called a Zimomo. I thought they were just Labubus. But now I know, thanks to you. Okay, sorry. So now that I have that in, I'm going to come inside and draw an oval right in the center. And let's change it up. Instead of draw so cute eyes, I'm just going to follow the original, and I'm going to put this little sparkle right here. And then a circle right here for highlight, and then shade everything else in. The original Labubu that I drew, I made this part draw so cute eyes, so it's all up to you. Just thought maybe change it up a little bit. So same thing on the other side, just big oval inside here. There. Okay, finally done with the eyes. Then from there, we're going to come in between the eyes and draw a nose. So right about here, just going to draw a soft curve and then round it off. And then bring it towards the center. And then I'll just go ahead and add a highlight at the top. And shade it all in. Then before I forget, I'm going to add 3 dots right here for some freckles. Cute little freckles. And then we need to draw a really big mouth, right? So I'm going to say about right here, I'll just give myself a point nice and high. Same thing on the other side. So let's say about right here. And using those 2 points, I'm going to go ahead and just draw a really wide and big curve going right underneath the eyes. And Draw this big smile right underneath. There. Okay, so then now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and come back to the center, so about right here, and then I'll start the teeth. So I just kind of like to start from the center so that I know it's nice and even, and then I'm going to go ahead and go up and put in as many as I can, and I guess it'll just get smaller as I come up to the top. And same thing over here. There. Okay, so then now that I have that, we can go ahead and finish the face. So I'm going to come back to the top over these eyes, and let's just say about right here. I'm just going to start a little patch of fur. So I'm just going to zigzag a little bit here and there, right in the center, right over the eyes. Then I'm going to use this and this as my guide, and I'm going to go around. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to create this kind of this oval head, I guess. Go around the eyes. And we need to go all the way around the mouth, right underneath it. So right here. And let's go right underneath. So let's say about right here, I'll just give myself a point in the center so I know where I'm going to create the face. There, and so same thing here, just want to go around the mouth. Okay, there, finally. So then from there, we need to come back up to the top. So we want it nice and high. So let's say about right here. And then once again, this top area, I'm just going to zigzag a little bit and then come down the curve to start the head. So, and then at the bottom right here, we just want it really thin. So let's say about right here is where we want to end. So it's going to get narrower as we come down. So it's all up to you as you draw this. You can zigzag here and there and then bring in this curve. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, you can definitely just make it smooth. But you just want to create this big, I guess, dumpling shape or mochi shape head. And bring it in. So it's all up to you how furry you want your drawing to look. So if you want it furrier, you just add in little zigzags here and there. It's all up to you. There. Okay, so then now that we have that, let's draw the ears. So once again, find your center, which is about right here. And we'll go to the left, go to the right. And let's start about here. And we're going to go up nice and high. So let's say about here and here, nice and thick. And here maybe I'll just put in some zigzags and then go up. Zigzag a little bit, round it off, and come down. There. Push this out a little bit more. And then we need to draw the inside, so go up nice and high. And then there's one more. There. So same thing on the other side, but right here, you can zigzag, go up, just like the other side. Then bring it down to about right here. And zigzag if you like. And so once again, I'm just going to go in here quickly, draw the inside. There. Okay. So now that we're finally done with that, let's go ahead and draw the body. So right about here, we're not going to make it too big. So about here, right underneath the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and maybe zigzag a little bit again and then bring it down. And let's see, let's keep going. just widen it out, and then maybe about right here. I'll go ahead and zigzag a little bit, and we can start the legs and the feet. So just bring this down and meet it, and then in this area definitely do some zigzagging. And then we're going to put in these 3 wiggles for the feet. And so same thing here. There. Okay, so then now that we're done with that, we can draw the arms. So come out right about here. Bring it in, and then zigzag, and then just bring it in, and then we're just going to draw these simple little hands. So thumb and some fingers. So same thing on the other side. So I just want to make sure I'm about the same area on the other side. And once again, a little thumb and fingers. There. Okay, and the thing that makes it a Zimomo is the tail, right? And some wings, but this one only has a tail. I'm drawing the brown one, so let's say about right here. Very important, we need to add this tail. So bring it out about right here. So just imagine it's coming out. And just finish it off. There, and then we can add in some spikes to just kind of run down. There, and last thing I would do is add a little tag. So like right here, just draw a curve and a line, and then we're going to put in a circle. And then I'll add a heart right here to make this my Just a Cute Zimomo from the Monsters. I really hope you love this drawing just as much as the one I did of a Labubu not too long ago. Hi Drastic Cuties, Whitney here. Today we're going to draw Have a Seat Labubu from the Monsters. So let's get started. To draw this cute Labubu, let's first start by drawing the eyes. So I'm going to start right here with a curve. And then I'm going to come across about right here and draw another curve. There, 2 sleepy eyes. And then from there, we're going to come under each one of these curves and we're going to draw this big oval. So let's bring this down. And about right here, go right back up. And same thing over here. There. So now that we have that in, I'm just going to switch over to a red Sharpie just because the eyes are this red and pink color, and I think it's just look a little bit better without all the black lines. So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to draw an oval inside but towards this edge. So let's come right here. Nice big oval, all as big as I can inside, right along this edge. And then I'm going to come right here and we're going to draw a curve. And then up here, draw a circle for a highlight. And then right underneath the circle, we're going to draw a heart. There. And then I'm going to come in here and just shade this all in. There. And so same thing on this side, so towards this side a little bit more, because I believe this Labubu's name is Dada and she's kind of looking towards this side a bit more. So same thing on this side. There. So now that you have that in, I'm going to come back in here with a pink marker and just shade this part in and the heart. And you leave the circle white. And same thing over here. There. So hopefully that helps for you to draw the eyes. Okay, so now that we have that in, let's go ahead and continue. And we're going to come in between the eyes and about right here in the center. Just going to draw this little nose. And then, of course, our big smile. So let's say about right here, the center of this eye, I'm going to come up and over to about right here. Give myself 2 points. Same thing about here. And using that as my guide, I'm going to go ahead and just draw this really big curve for big Labubu smile. So definitely turn your paper or your body to make it easier for you to draw this big curve. There. Okay, so now that I have this curve in, I'm going to cap it off on both sides. And then we're going to draw the teeth. So I'm going to find my center, and about right here, I'm just going to start zigzagging my way up. And about right here, I'll stop. And same thing here. However many I can fit in. There. Okay, so then now that I have that in, we need to draw the face. So I'm going to come back to the center, and in this, let's say about right here, I'm going to start with some strands of fur. So just some zigzags right in the center. And then we're going to curve around. So around the eye, around the mouth, and same thing here. To create this kind of ovalish opening here for the face. So about there, and then we're going to bring it really close to these teeth. So let's bring this down. And about right here. So let's go ahead. And connect. There. Okay, so then now that we have that, we can draw the outer layer. So let's come right back up to the center once again and just zigzag a little bit if you want. And once again, we're going to go all the way around. And here and there, you can zigzag if you like. And we're going to come down. And same thing here. The more zigzags you put, the fluffier your Labubu looks. So we're going to bring it really close. So as you come down, just keep that in mind. Really close right here to the bottom. And finish it up. There. Okay, so then now that we have that in, we can draw the ears. So we'll come back to my center. And about right here, we're going to come to the left a little bit, and we're just going to draw these Labubu ears. So go up and about right here. Zigzag if you want, and bring them down. And same thing over here. There. And then we're going to draw the inside, so we're going to just follow the outside for this first layer. And then one smaller one right here. And same thing here. There. Okay, so we have the ears in. And then let's see here. Kind of looking at the face here, I think this part needs to be a little bit wider to match the other side. There. Okay, a little bit better. This side was a little too narrow. So then from there, let's go ahead and draw the body. So this is the have a seat Labubu. So we're gonna have this Labubu sitting down. So I'm gonna come, let's say about right here. Just draw a curve just to give myself some points so I know where I can start these arms. So about right here. Give myself these 2 points, and then let's say about right here, right underneath the eye. Same thing here, like where the chest would be. And then we're going to just go ahead and I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to bring this down, curve it a little bit, and go around, zigzag here and there, and bring it in. So same thing here. And I'll just drag this across so that I'm approximately and connect there. And then from there, let's go ahead. We're going to come about here and draw a curve. Same thing here. And we're going to bring it down nice and round. So say about right there. And then go across. And then same thing again. And connect there. So then from there we're going to draw some feet. So right in this area, this curve you've created, we're going to put in these tulip shaped feet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then just connect it with this U. And so same thing here, really close to the bottom. And connect. Oh, so cute, right? And then just put in a curve right here and here. And then for the hands, just to make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to come right here and we're going to create this thumb and then curve it out going this way, 1 and 2, and connect there without making it too complicated. So same thing here, a thumb. Then we're going to go the other way and go 1 and 2 for the fingers and connect. And let's see here if we're missing anything. I think that's pretty much it. Since we have a heart here in the eyes, I don't need to draw a heart. So that is my drawing here of Dada from Have a Seat Labubu from the Monsters. I really hope you love this drawing just as much as all the other Labubus I've drawn so far. Thanks so much for watching, and if I helped you, please make sure to give me a like and subscribe so you won't miss any new Draw So Cute videos. See you later.